Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning to all my fellow Miami Dolphin fans out there. I hope you're all doing well. Fins up, go Dolphins. The Dolphins have their mini camp this week. We'll get into that in a little bit. Justin, my co-host, is running a little bit behind this morning, but he should be joining us shortly. So, Dolphin fans, what do you think about the Miami Dolphins mini camp? Do you think there'd be much news coming out of it? I don't think there will be as far as that. I don't think there'd be any holdouts or anything like that, even though we all want, I know we all know we want Kristen Wilkins and Zach Seiler to get contracts, and they both want contracts, but there's no rumors that they're going to hold out during the mini camp this week. So that's always a good thing. Sorry, I had to look down there, but I see Justin is here. Let me get him. Good morning, Justin.
Morning, man. How's it going?
Yeah, that's not late. I was thinking, late. That's like that's like your early Miami time, So people on Miami time run a whole different schedule. Late in Miami time might be like an hour late.
Yeah. Yeah, to me,
you're early late, Miami time. Let's see.
A couple minutes late.
Yeah. Fins up, Adam, and Ender's
Adam?
in the house.
What up, Ender?
So before we get to your basketball game last night that didn't go your way, but that's all it is. It's a good series. Someone used to say that I used to respect in sports. I forget who it was, but he would always say a series doesn't start till a road team wins the game. So now the series has started. A road team's won a game. So now all things are – we will get on to that. We got a lot to talk about today. But the Miami Dolphins, like I say, they have a mini camp starting tomorrow, and it runs through June 8th. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they will have mini camp. I don't think there'll be any news as far as news unless the Dolphins sign someone, of course. But as far as holdouts, because, there are reports up in New York that a couple of their guys might hold out, their D linemen. But I have not heard anything that, Wilkins or Seiler that they're planning to hold out. So it should be a full participation mini camp. And, Dolphin fans. I got an article up on dolphinsthirsty.com. Go check it out. Make a little fun of us as fans because every pass that Tua hits in perfect stride, oh, my God, the Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. But then every pass that's a little bit off the mark coming out, oh, my God, we're doomed. That's just how Dolphins Twitter reacts to every single news that ever comes out. So, poking some fun because we all do it. We all love the good stuff and then we overreact to the bad stuff. I'm just letting you get settled in, Justin, so I'm kind of rambling, get fine, you man. Ready to, because I know I woke you up out there Colorado time probably. Just, hey. Yeah. Because normally you respawn, but I said, he's not going to respawn because I know you're a diehard Nuggets fan, so you were watching the game when I sent you the link last night. So instead because normally you respawn like, see ya, or yes, or like it, or something, and then I go, man, he never responded, but I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I said, and when I woke up this morning, didn't see you back here, I'm like, man, I wonder if he saw it. I started doubting. I sent you that little discreet, but you caught on like that. Good morning, but it means hurry up, you dumbass, get in the show.
Yeah, I was like,
I said it nicely.
I was.
So anyway,
we were in the middle of a dog.
Here's our Buffalo to hit the like. Hey, have to be loyal to. Hey, that's fine, Doug. You can be loyal to Kohler. I might appear on his. I know he has long hour show coming now. I mean, he's been going a long time. He actually invited me on the show, so I may go on one before I come on one of my days or one of my off days.
Him and the.
But he's good people.
The other dude too, who does that stuff late at night, Kohler's buddy. They do some late shows like late at night, like 11 o'clock, sometimes at midnight. I'm like, damn, those are some late shows.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. Catch us later, though. Follows, watching later helps us too if you watch after. So, back. I went away there for a minute. So, Justin, you're still there? I lost my internet for a minute. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here.
Let's go. Good morning, guys. Fins up. Hey, fins up to you. Thank you for
Thanks for stopping
commenting on
by.
the show, man. Welcome. Thank you. And then, so Justin, I would let you touch a little bit on your basketball game while I get him a little Dolphin song for being the first time that he
Yeah, first time caller.
first time commenter in the show. So I know we're a Dolphin show here, but it is the Miami Heat versus, which is a local team in my area here versus your team. And now it's like official. Let's see. I throw a little bit. So now just 1-1 in the sea level versus Mile High City. It's 1-1, and they be coming to South Florida now for games 3 and 4. So Justin, are you a little bit worried, or you're not worried at all? You just figured that's just one game. You knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park. Give me your feelings from last night's game.
They didn't start the game the way I wanted them to start. They came out flat, and you could see that they got it taken to us in the first quarter. Started out bad, battled back, came all the way back in the game, even to the very last fourth quarter where we basically lost on the last shot. I mean, if Murray hits that shot the last second, we would have tied it, probably went into overtime and won the game. But that's basketball, man. Like you said, the series doesn't even really start until somebody wins a road game. And one was once, and now the series is on. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really too worried about anything yet. This is going to.
I mean, you got to come down to South Florida, and your team has to win a game.
Yep. I knew it was.
I'm not a diehard Heat fan, but I'm kind of rooting for them. I'm not going to be devastated because at least I know you're a diehard Nugget fan, so at least I know my buddy's happy. They've never won anything, but of course I still want my Heat just because I'm, born and raised down here in South Florida. So, it's good for the community and put some pressure on the Dolphins to say, come on, Dolphins. All these teams are winning. Get your butt out there and start winning. And that's what we all want. I think because it's just been crazy here in South Florida with the teams doing well and people's moods being in good moods. Like when you walk in wearing my Dolphins, some people are, how about them Heat and Panthers? But it would just be 10 times the excitement level if the Dolphins ever go on a big run in the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl. I couldn't even imagine the feeling and the banners flying around because all of a sudden I see Florida Panther, those little flags that fly on cars.
See the car flags
around, and I see Heat banners and Heat tags and everyone wearing their Heat stuff. So it'd be 10 times that if the Dolphins ever get back to the winning side of things because football's still king down here. As much as basketball, it's been popular because of the Heat's success over the past few decades, actually, ever since Pat Riley's been here, he's putting in, always puts in a decent team. But, so the Heat's grown. I'm not taking away from their fan base, but it's still a Dolphins town. All I have to do is win, and it's going to be crazy here because if you just look at the ratings on TV, Dolphin rankings always outdo Heat.
That's crazy to me. Like, I thought it would be the other way around because Dolphins haven't been relevant in forever, and the Heat actually win. Like, the Heat actually have 3 NBA titles, like the Nuggets have 0. This is the first time the Nuggets have ever even been to the finals. So I'm not making no excuses. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, it's the first time in the finals. Give them some time to get warmed up. No, that's bullshit. They better be ready to play and come back. Now they got to regain the momentum in the game, and that way they'll do that, or in the series is go to Miami and win one. It's something they just need to do. They need to buckle down and play. The zone defense that the Heat are using, we haven't really seen a zone defense like this one the way you guys are running it. And the guy who needs to pick it apart is Jokic, so they got to get the ball in his hands in the zone and just let him do his thing. And it's right now it's just they didn't come out very good right now. They haven't even played a good game in the finals yet. So wait till they do and they start playing their basketball. Watch out.
Right. I know. No, that's true. Anyway, guys, I know most of you joined for Miami Dolphin stuff, but it is NBA finals time, and it just happens to be a connection. My co-host likes the Nuggets. We are from South Florida, so of course the Heat are the popular team down here. So it's just worlds collide. But it is fun though, Justin. I have to say, I did think of you during the game last night. That's why I said, no, I'm not gonna bug them. But back to on the Miami Dolphins. I was in the middle of talking about this when you came in to the show today. So the Dolphins have a mandatory minicamp this week, June 6th through June 8th. And, it should be interesting to see what comes out of there. Mainly, it would just be like if someone holds out, would it become news? But there's going to be all kinds of bits of stuff that comes out, like I know reporters get told not to say who's starting and what position they're starting at and stuff like that. But littlest things come out. They would be like, "Oh, Van Ginkel's," came out that he was playing some, you know, middle linebacker came out last week. So you get little tidbits like that coming out. You see, like maybe where some of these offensive linemen that we just recently signed, they will, that will come out like, oh, they're lining up at guard or they're lining up at,
What's really funny about
tackle.
that,
Oh, he's filling in left tackle when, like Isaiah Wynn, who we will get into later. I know you've done a film study on him, but this week I figure we gotta keep it to a mini camp and everything. And then in the dead season, when there's not much news coming out after this week's mini camp, we would do some of your film breakdowns. So anyway, but what do you think about mini camp? Just basically avoid any crazy injuries, which sometimes happens in mini camps. But outside of that, you don't read much into mini camps.
no, I don't even pay attention. I'll be honest. The reason why I don't pay attention to minicamp because it makes pretty much it doesn't matter. The reason why is because if the rookies go out there and perform, that's great. That's great. Cool. Put that noted. I'll note that on a note somewhere and be like, that's fine. You performed in minicamp. It's awesome. Same thing kind of with training camp. A training camp, it's just a training camp warrior. We see those happen every year.
Oh yeah, I know.
Now, if you can get that to translate over into the regular season and into live bullets and games, that's a different story.
Right. Yeah. From a fan's perspective, I don't think it's that important. But from a team perspective, I think these are very important because it's when you start installing a lot of your game stuff and you're like, your offensive playbook, these people are seeing for the first time. Some of these guys are really saying, oh, okay. So, and they start getting a feel of like the install. It's not like real, like training camp, it's really starts getting installed. But in these camps, I was reading, they do start getting a taste of, oh, this is what McDaniel likes to do. Like Devon A-Chain is really going to get a taste of like, oh, what they're expecting of him and, like where he's going to line up and all of that. Because, right now he may be seeing, oh my God, he expects me to line up in the receiver slot like 50% of my snaps or whatever. So it's like little things like that I think are important for the players. They kind of get a better role for what they are to be expecting of. So when you come training camp, you're ready to roll. Just gives them that taste of like,
well, yeah, from alignment standpoint and philosophy standpoint, and getting them ready to be in the right positions and in their playbooks, all of that stuff. Of course, that's very important for these mandatory mini camps, for OTAs, and for training camp. But it's from the fan side of perspective, which that's what I am. Like I don't work for the Miami Dolphins. I have no connection with them what at all. So if they're paying me to do that, I'd be like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Blah 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 blah. I'm breaking it down. But from the fans' perspective,
yeah, no,
it don't mean too much of anything because we're not in there. We're not in the meetings. We're not in those rooms. We don't see what's going on. So you're kind of like in the dark on all of it. That's why I said I don't really pay too much attention. But from what you said, yeah, from an analogy standpoint.
No, I know. That's what I meant. Yeah, so I agree but as fans, of course, if you go on social media, USC, everything would be blown out of proportion one way or the other. Like I said, to top off the show while I was waiting for you to come in, if Tua throws a perfect pass in stride, they're going to say, oh my God, we're going to the Super Bowl. Oh. But then they're going to be the people that come in, like if a pass where it looks like a guy had to wait for a split, not a minute, a second, but a split. Oh, he's still throwing, missing his target, doesn't have the arm. So all that would be over-analyzed. But I think the Dolphins would be a little smarter on what film is allowed to be shown because last year they threw a couple things that didn't put Tua in the greatest light. And I think they learned so far this year, like, okay, let's be a little smarter, media guys. So
I don't think it matters. The reason why
it doesn't matter, but it matters from the fans' perspective, like I said, how they love to analyze everything.
Yeah, but they just expect too much out of the kid. If you miss a pass, you miss a pass. That's what happens. It's football. Yeah. You're going to miss plays. You're going to miss passes, and everything's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, but see, you're being reasonable this morning. I think the loss of it, I know, you know how Dolphins Twitter is and how they react to everything that goes good or bad, though. It goes good or bad.
Yep, I sure do know how Dolphins Twitter is, and that's why I'm not on there right now.
I know, but you probably still follow your Nuggets, so I'm sure your fans are all happy.
I don't really get on there unless I'm trying to post about the Longhorns or help out someone that's trying to further their career. Other than that, I don't really mess with it or talk to someone or someone that sent me a message or something like that.
Yeah, I know. But just man, you're too serious for me today, Justin. You're like everything I throw at you, you're saying no to. So I'm not going to talk anymore, man. I don't know.
No, you're good.
I think
bro.
your Nuggets losing got you in a bad mood. So that's
No,
it. But it's
I'm
just
actually in a good mood, man. Like just kind of waking up, going through the motions.
I know I'm just teasing you. But
Being
anyway,
realistic.
yeah, I know, realistic. But you did do some breakdown of stuff of Isaiah Wynn and Aubrey Miller, and you
Yeah.
sent me the video. I just haven't put it together to get ready for here yet. But I figured we're gonna have a couple months of total dead space to fill, so that's gonna be the better time to break that stuff out. Because this week there will be bits and stuff coming out. It won't be big news unless, like I said, a couple holdouts or something that you're not expecting. But there won't be big news, but there will be Dolphin nuggets coming out that we can talk about, and then maybe some teams make a cut. But I don't think the Vikings are anything because really there's no hurry. Because I know everyone's like Dalvin Cook's the topic of the moment on Dolphins Twitter, but there's no rush for either side to do anything because the the cap is right now and what the cap is only until they get closer to training camp, then they decide, oh, we don't, because they're in, they don't need to cut them right now. And they're under the cap. They got all their draft, they're fine, moving forward. It just depends. Like when the regular season comes around, are they going to want to pay him that much money or they move on? So they're probably hoping for is that some team gets a running back injured during, one of these get together mini camps or a training camp. Then they get trade value for Dalvin Cook and then dangle him. That's what they're probably hoping, because right now they just cut him. That's it. They wash their hands of the money, yes, but they get nothing back in return. And Dalvin Cook will go signing somewhere.
I mean, they only got that Madison kid that backs him up, right? Did they draft another running back?
No, though they did draft someone, but I don't think high. I would have to go back. I think you covered it after, actually, but my memory stinks. But I think you did say they draft. I think you said they did draft a running back but nothing like towards the top end of the draft.
Right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Cook thing is one thing that it's lingering around just like all the other ones are, and like it's an option until it's not an option. I don't know, man. Like I would rather go get Linville Joseph or Akeem Hicks, Zach Cunningham. Someone like that in order to shore up what you got going on. Like I'm starting to get a little concerned about the linebackers, the off-ball linebackers, so inside linebackers. And the reason why is because David Long already has injury history. So if he gets nicked up and gets hurt, what's behind him? Channing Tindall. We already know what Jerome Baker can do. I'm sure his game will be should improve under a Fangio defense, and obviously having someone like Long next to him makes him better. But what if one of the two of them gets hurt? And what's behind them? Does Duke Riley and Channing Tindall going to be your starting linebackers if something happened to either?
Oh, that could be a plan. That's why they move,
That's not going to work. I know everyone wants to say Van Ginkel could go back there and do it. That's great. That's fine and all. But if you want to win a Super Bowl and have aspirations of going further in this, you need to stack this up now. And that's why you need Cunningham or someone back there who can a thumper, someone who's got
already done it before. Yeah, and I just looked it up real quick.
Someone who's like 245 pounds or more.
Right, I just looked it up real quick. The Vikings did not take a running back until the 7th round, where they took a kid named McBride out of UAB.
Dude, so they're not getting rid of Dalvin Cook.
Wayne McBride, UAB, 7th round pick. That was their first time they took a running back in the draft.
I'm sorry, it's not happening, bro. This is a pipe dream that the Dolphins fan base is bringing into reality because the dude's from Florida. Nope, I'm sorry. Why would they get rid of Dalvin Cook? What? So they're going to run Madison and this rookie? No. Or are they going to go get Ezekiel Elliott? Are they going to go get one of the other running backs that's sent out there like Kareem Hunt? I'd rather sign Kareem Hunt at this point than Dalvin Cook. And the reason why is because he's a free agent. We don't have to trade anything for him. And they're not going to.
I think that's what Dolphin fans, because they were saying at most Minnesota would keep him this year and then probably next year cut him, because he's not. I mean, it would just be if Minnesota cuts him, it's strictly from a financial standpoint.
I just don't get it. Look how hyped up we got all over this. This has been going on for 3 months now, and now all of a sudden it's coming to light that you know what, they're just gonna keep him. So we were just joking, guys.
No, I think I don't. I think fans just want it just because I think it's more that just because Cook's from South Florida.
Fans want everything.
I know. Well, of course we do, but you're a fan too, though, Justin. So you
Yeah,
want
but
stuff
I'm a
too.
realistic fan. I know we can't get everything, bro. And like y'all want to add all these weapons when we have the best wide receivers in the league, the best corners in the league. You want all these skill position players, but not really what you need to win games in football, which is in the trenches.
Yeah, no, of course. But I think most fans, I would give them that credit. Dolphin fans, I think they've learned that our offensive line has been hurt for years.
You give them credit. I'm giving them no credit. You get zero credit from me right now.
Well,
Not
I
till you
followed
fix
them
that
pretty
line
hard,
too.
and they come and they know. If you hear most people complain, they complain about the Dolphins' offensive line above almost anything else. So I give them that they know that we need offensive linemen. That's one of the top complaints I hear, that we didn't get enough linemen. So I do give them that. But yes, a lot of the name. Hey, RL's in the house. One of your favorite guests is in the house.
Lyles, Mr. Lyles. Yep, that's the dude right there, man. He's got a lot of knowledge in his brain there. A lot of time and knowledge on this game. He loves the game like I do too. It's crazy, man. Like, I just don't get it. It's like the team has been built backwards, if you want me to be quite honest with you. Like, if I was building any team, I'm starting right up front, trenches, inside out, and I'm not. But yet this team has been stacking the skill position players before you even get the line of scrimmage players in place. What the hell? Like, I don't get that.
Well, their intention was to build up front first. It just hasn't maybe gone a total.
Well, I know, just because you strike out on those couple first-round picks you put on the O-line don't mean you just stop.
No, I know, but they did try to build up that way, because remember their first pick in this new regime, it was Flores was the coach, but it was still Chris Greer as the boss. They went out and they drafted Christian Wilkins along the D-line as their first-round pick with him. So they did try, and he's doing well, but he's in a contract year this year.
Yeah, now they're talking about not even re-signing Christian Wilkins. If you look at Dolphins,
I know. Did you see the money Buffalo just paid for their guy? So
if you're looking at Dolphins history, the Dolphins won't probably re-sign Christian Wilkins. We never re-sign these defensive linemen like that.
Because Oliver, I was going to put it up there, but I didn't get time this morning. But he got big money from Buffalo, and his production's not even as good as Christian Wilkins. He's saying he got big money, So it's just
imagine
he was
what
a high
Christian
pick,
Wilkins
but
is going to want.
Yeah, no, imagine. That's what I say. The price just keeps on going up. You should have
up and up and up and up.
You should have signed him like last year before his 5th-year option and get him
I'm gonna be
long
honest
term.
with you, dude. You can't afford the contract right now. Like as it's coming up, like we have not only Christian Wilkins we have to pay, but we got Tua. Obviously, just they picked up his 5th-year option. You got Christian Wilkins you still need to pay. Who else is sitting there getting ready for a deal to come up? Connor Williams.
Dolphin. Yeah, yep. And Zach Seiler.
Yeah, so, Zach Seiler. That's just the thing, though. Now you have 2 of them that are due contracts, and one of them's going to want. One of them's going to want $18 million.
Oh, my internet's like funky today.
Yeah, I can tell. It's going to want Christian Wilkins is going to want $18 million. Zach Seiler, you probably get him for under $8 million. So you do the math on that one to me and tell me what you think. That's why
I know, and their production's not that far off if you look at their production. So, Christian Wilkins gets of course, a lot more playing time and stuff. But if you look, he's like among the leaders in NFL snaps the past couple of years. He's very seldom off the field, Christian Wilkins, so he is a valuable cog for the Miami Dolphins. But where he's not like the jet guy that you love, the Williams kid or Aaron Donald, he's not generating a pass rush up the middle. And, that's it. But now the market's already set. These guys, Oliver doesn't create sacks either, and he just got a bag of money. So these guys that eat up that space in the middle are getting paid now.
I'm sorry to tell you guys, but we've priced ourselves out of the Christian Wilkins sweepstakes. We can't afford that. That's not going to work, dude. It'll never fly, bro.
Yeah, long term, this year would actually help us, but us, again, kicking the can down the road. Because this year you could free up space by giving him that extension and wording the words like,
is he going to agree to a $15 million annual per annual?
Probably not at this point, because next year all he has to do, he's going to bet him. He has to bet a little bit on himself this year to to bet himself that he's not going to get injured for one, and that he's going to have a good season and hit the free agent market, and then he knows he's going to get banked. some
He's going to
team's
get
going to
banked,
go.
bro. He's going to get hell bank. And the reason why is because he already said himself. I heard him say this himself. He said, I haven't even had my best season yet. So he thinks he can have his best season now. I seen what you said right there, RL Lyles. Look at the way San Francisco built their line. Yeah, via the draft. They drafted their linemen, most of them. I would want to do the same thing. We tried to draft some linemen down here, and it looks like we swung and missed at a couple of them.
Yeah, that's the
maybe they
unfortunate
could
part.
resurrect their career. Maybe it'd be different. I don't know. But yeah, I would want to start right there. Like, start with your line. And like, that's why during free agency, when we were just signing all this other stuff, I was like, well, I don't understand the philosophy. Like, you need to stack the line in front of Tua. And now you got, we have depth back there. But I mean, I'm talking like clear, present upgrades. And you're like, oh yeah, dude, that's a great right tackle. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah. And good morning, G-Man, by the way. And yes, Justin did cover the game last night, but he's still rocking his
Bro, you got
Nuggets.
lucky on one shot. We almost come back and tied it in the end. And if we would have beat you in overtime.
Well, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, whatever. What have.
Man, you're just delaying the inevitable, bro. No big deal.
Wilkins is only 27 years old. If he hasn't had his best season, scary what he can become. No, I agree. He's good, but
doesn't matter.
It's just me.
That don't matter. That right there, what he just said, doesn't even matter. He's 27 years old, so we're going to drop a bag over almost $20 million on Christian Wilkins. That's what you're telling me per season? Because if you do that, we ain't never winning around here.
So you don't even think he should? You don't think so? Even never mind.
It's a done deal.
Salary cap. But saying that the Dolphins are fine. So okay, so if the Dolphins are fine in salary cap mode, so just pretend. But let's not pretend that they're up. We know next year they're up against the cap, but just pretend that they were fine. So would you pay them, or you still wouldn't pay them? That's what I'm saying. I'm not. Like, it's easy to say, oh, I'm not going to pay them because you know what the Dolphins' financial responsibilities are. But say if they didn't have those financial responsibilities and we were still building, but we're a little ahead of schedule, do you pay him the bag then, or you still don't pay him the bag and you go out for another?
If I have 50, 60 million sitting around, yeah, then I'll do it. But we don't. We ain't gonna have that either.
Okay, so you're yeah.
In my mind, this is what I'm saying about the Christian Wilkins thing, you guys. It's a done. It's done. It's over. In my mind, it's not even an option anymore. It's not. Now that Ed Oliver got that bag, what the hell do you think Christian Wilkins is going to ask for? It's done. It's over. We cannot re-sign Christian Wilkins. And even if we're like, well, we're not going to trade him, he's too good, and blah 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 blah, we're going to hold our pride like Dolphins fans like to do. That's fine. You go ahead and do that. Hold on, let me cook. Then what he's going to do is he's going to come out there, like you just said, Rob. He's going to bet on himself. He's going to put up a big season, probably better than he had last year. And then he's going to go hit the open market and he's going to go get $25 million annually.
I know he very well could,
Ain't going to happen here, but that's what he's getting ready to do.
Yeah, I don't see the Dolphins giving that much. But you never say never, because they could kick the proverbial can once again down the road and sign him to money and worry about that later on, because they were saying, oh, this year we got him under the cap and we freed up some space. But then, like you said, eventually, okay, now you're paying Chubb, now you're paying Wilkins, now you're paying – Ramsey.
G-Man, y'all got, man, I don't know how y'all get those calls on our home court. You see that block that was a block when this y'all got Bama Bio got credited that block that was on the way down on that Murray shot. That's 2 points we should have had right there. You should have only won the game by 1 point. Damn scrubs.
Anthony in the house. Welcome.
On our own court, plain as day, the ball coming down, and the refs called it no goaltending. Goaltending in any court in America and overseas. But no,
unfortunately, refereeing is part of the game. It's just like, the Panthers.
Bro, did you see that? The ball literally is coming down. That's called goaltending, bro. Come on.
Oh, well. Justin, I think.
I don't care about Jimmy Buckets.
Honestly, I think we have too much faith in Christian Wilkins. Oh, what Fangio defense is going to do for him. So, yeah. But, we'll see this year, because he's going to play this year all out, because he is on a contract year, and we're going to see what he does.
Honestly, I don't think it matters. I really don't. I think it's all about the money, man. It's all about the Fetty. And I'll be honest with you right now, like, we cannot afford that. And like you said, unless they're planning on like, hey, we're going to kick the road down until 227, and we're banking on Christian Wilkins being Aaron Donald, let's go. Then it's done already. I think in my mind, I'm putting Christian Wilkins in like the back of my mind, because that was not a clean block, bro. You're smoking crack. You need some
I
glasses,
had to
bro.
get that. Well, he's just messing with you. I think he
Clean
just saw
block
how
my
motivated you.
ass.
Yeah. Hey. Remember, my mom watches this. Like, I already dropped the bad word too, though.
That's PG right there, buddy.
I know. So I'm just teasing. But anyway, hey, it's all fun. That's what sports is for. Have a little bit of fun amongst a fan base. It just so happens my fellow Miami Dolphin fan, Justin, this happens to like the different team in basketball.
Absolutely.
Just like if the Dolphins, if the Marlins ever got good and they were facing the Red Sox in the World Series, I'd be wearing my Red Sox stuff, and people are giving me how can you live in South Florida and not? I tell them simple, because I've been a Red Sox fan since before the Marlins were even twinkle in the eyes of the sport fans. So that's why. So I'm with you. I understand you got to rock your team that you root for, and hey, it's more power to you, man.
I'm a hardcore Dolphins fan, and I live in Colorado Springs. The Broncos fans see me, dude. They're like, "What the hell? Who are you rocking that stuff around here? This is Bronco country, buddy." So I've got it my whole life, bro. I get it. I know.
What's Mark General Manor is going to give? Smart probably is going to give Christopher, who was an elite run defender. Yeah, I know, but
are you kidding? Are you joking right now? That's got to be a joke right there, Anthony. Are you joking? Someone's definitely going to give him that money.
Yeah, if you start, I have to tend to agree with you a little bit there, my friend Justin, because now a couple of months ago I may have said you're crazy, but now seeing what these guys are starting to get around the league, the market's changing.
Yeah, that money when I seen Ed Oliver get that money, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this just changes everything for us now, and it really does. And the reason why it does is because we can't afford to pay him that. So literally if you have a Christian Wilkins jersey, get rid of it now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Hold on to that, and hold on to the one season you're going to have as Christian Wilkins being an aqua and orange, and hope it ends in a Super Bowl. That's all I got for you, because I think that's the only hope they have of bringing him back, is that we go on this magical run and it ends hoisting a Lombardi trophy. Then maybe they'll talk about bringing him back, but only until then will they talk about it. I don't even think they're having discussions about it. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah. From what I understand, the contract for is basically just I'm looking it up right now, and Oliver reportedly agreed to a 4-year, $68 million extension with the Bills. The deal is intended to keep him Buffalo through the 2027 season. The contract includes $45 million in guaranteed money. Putting him near the 49ers, Eric Armstead, and Giants Leonard Williams.
We can't afford that, bro. That's like $15 million basically annually right there for that dude. Almost 20.
Well, that's where you said $15 million, though. I mean, that's what it just depends. Like,
but Christian Wilkins is better than Ed Oliver. He puts up better numbers than Ed Oliver. He's better than Ed Oliver. He's going to demand like $18 to $20 million, like I said, per year. I remember we had this conversation like months ago, dude, like last year, and I was like, he's going to demand $16 to $20 million, bro. That's going to be the going rate. And not everybody.
Donald, I agree. I don't think Oliver's up there in the great pass rushers, at least from what I've seen. I got a small sample. I would have to go look, but I don't think his pass rush numbers are much better than Wilkins, are they?
Yeah,
Oliver.
Now
Donald, Jono's and the guy up in New York, Williams, and those guys, they're elite as far as run and getting to the quarterback.
So what Anthony is saying is he's an elite run defender, but he can't pass rush. I disagree with that. I think he can do both. I think he can pass rush a little bit, not as good as he's a run defender, of course. But he can get after the passer a little bit. He doesn't get after the pass rusher like Aaron Donald, but who does? No one. Aaron Donald, and that's it.
Oh, gee, man. You're going to send Justin over the edge today. Come on, man. He's just teasing. He goes, Bam would be a great left tackle.
Enjoy your game, bro. Enjoy your one game you got. Keep talking, homie.
Hey, it should be a good series. Is all I'm saying now. And it's like a road team
They're
won a
smaller
game.
than us. They don't have as much talent as us. All you got going is these next.
Yeah, but you could have said that. Listen, I'm not a diehard basketball fan, but I hear a lot of basketball talk the past couple of weeks when I drive around in my car, and they were saying that, oh, the Heat doesn't have as much talent as the Milwaukee Bucks. Didn't matter. Oh, they against the Knicks, they were favored. Against the Celtics, they had a 3% chance of winning. Oh, they only have, according to ESPN analytics. Oh, the Celtics are better. They just got more stars. Other than Butler, name me one guy that would start on the Celtics. And boom, guess what? Guess who won? So don't put it all there. You never know.
They're on a
Sometimes the
magical
team
run right now, and they also come out of an East division, which is weak. It's not the West. The Denver plays in the West. Denver's the #1 seed in the West for a reason. Keep talking, bro. It's all good. We'll get one on your guys' court, too. I'm not worried about nothing, bro. We got the best team in the NBA. You guys got 2 players and a bunch of undrafted scrubs who are playing right now. Good for you. Good for you. You won a game.
Hey.
Good job.
Oh, Justin, you're on a roll this morning, man. But hey, well, game 3 would be pivotal, probably.
We'll see if we go into your guys' building and get blocks that aren't blocks.
Yeah. So I don't know. But let's see. I looked at the contract last night for Oliver. He's getting $12 to $13 million a year. His overall contract.
Bro, that's a lot of money to pay somebody who's a defensive tackle. I could never thought we'd see the day.
I know.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. No, it is. And like
if
I say,
they can get Christian for 13. Now I'm absolutely, I'm down. But it's. I don't think that's going to happen.
If they can get him that money, I think. But like you say, he's going to want more than that. If they can get him somewhere in that money. But like you say, it's just going to be kicking the can because eventually next year, we're going to have to start cutting some players, unfortunately. Or maybe 2. I think it's 2 years. But you really need – this is why when you miss on draft picks, it comes back to bite you every time, bite. So because you have to because us missing on draft picks means we had to go trade for a Bradley Chubb. We have to go sign a Ramsey, which I'm happy to have on the team. Both of these guys I'm happy to have on the team, but you got to give them the bag of money for them to want to play from you from the get-go. If a rookie, he has no choice. They sign that rookie contract. You got him 4 years or 5 years. If he's, if he's a first-round pick, you can throw the 5th-year option on him. So you get all that cheap service. We would all love to make that cheap service money, but for NFL standards, it's cheap. And then boom. But when you miss on the draft picks, guess what? Then you got to overpay. We had to go. We had to overpay for Tyreek Hill. He's great. He's wonderful. He's been a big boost for our fan base, getting excited about the team. But we had to pay him instead of drafting well, hitting there. Justin Jefferson was out there for the grabbing, but we take on Austin Jackson. So you just can't miss over and over again and, expect to win because then you got to pay for your mistakes later down the line. Like, oh, man, we screwed up Austin Jackson. Now we got to go pay Armstead, who has a history of getting hurt, but we got to give him a, truck full of money just to make up for our bad drafting. And this is what has hurt the Dolphins over the years from general manager to general manager. You got to hit the draft, whether it's luck, skill set, whatever, I don't care. However, what side of the ball you're on that, like some luck involved, like Justin and I both agree, especially in the Raider Lounge, a little bit of luck, but also a very good skill set from the right coaches once they get here to, I don't know what it is. There's a whole bunch of things, but the Dolphins have failed miserably there over the past few years, and we always have to go sign out and always be the off-season winners. There, I'm doing my quotation. The off-season winners because we've screwed up the draft, so we have to give up the bank for a Tyreek Hill, give up multiple picks, sign him for a big money. And like I say, he's good. I am not mocking that at all, but you had to do it because you don't draft a Justin Jefferson when he's sitting there. What you're talking about right there is what the Dolphins have done around here this is how the Dolphins do business. What you just said right there is how the Dolphins do business. They don't draft well, so they got to rob Peter to pay Paul. So they got to overpay. Like Tyreek's great. Just like you said, I love Tyreek. But yeah, they overpaid. And that's because they can't draft. And when you can't draft and you can't identify and evaluate talent, you overpay. And that's exactly what is happening here with the Dolphins. And like you just said, it's happening from regime to regime. So all the players that we overpaid in the Flores regime has now been inherited by the Mike McDaniels regime, and so on and so on and so on. And then that happens,
it literally sets you back because you're like, you know what, he's a great player and all, but it's not my bag of tea. I'm want to go get something else that is my pick, my guy, and it just takes a little bit of time. That's why they always used to say it's a 3 to 5 year window. That is actually slowed down to a little bit. It's like a couple years now, and you got a couple years to, get all the eggs shuffled around in there the way you want them, and then put it back into play. I think the Dolphins are on the short end of this stick, and it comes from that talent evaluation. Justin, this is the move I can see happening. We trade Cedric Wilson, open up the cap space he is taking up, and then sign Hopkins and move Waddle to the slot. Woo!
Talking about over. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be great, but that's like huge. That's over rich at the receiver position when you got weaknesses on other.
Damn, that's big, boy. If you did something like
that. Yeah, I know. That would be Justin. That would make some news, Anthony. That's for sure. That would make
some news, boy. But hey, check this out, Anthony. Let me throw this out there for you. Doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because what do you still got on the offensive line? Is Austin Jackson playing right tackle? Is Liam Eichenberg playing left guard? Because, I mean, they better be really good then, because whoever's up front has to block for Tua to give him time. We need to keep Tua upright. That should be mission number one. Real quick, let me reiterate back to the Christian Wilkins thing just real fast. Everyone's like, well, maybe he would stay. Maybe he could. Man, he better like Miami a whole hell of a lot, if you understand what I'm saying to you. Like, in order to give you a discount or any kind of a team-friendly deal, anything like that, he better really like where he's at right now. He better like the team. He better love his teammates. He better love the city. You better treat him well at every restaurant he goes into. All of that kind of stuff goes into play, because if not, he's not even going to think about signing whatever contract you offer him when he can turn around, go play a good season like he did last year or even better, and get $21+ million. It doesn't make no sense to me. So just think about that real quick.
Yeah, no, I agree. So do you agree with one of our latest signees, the guy, I would let you pronounce his last name, Cedric Ogubagui. Yeah, there you go. I knew I would screw that name up, so thank you, Justin. Basically, just kind of hard to read what he says, but basically he says at the end there, basically, they got something special going on here, and they have the pieces. I'm just here to add to that and go as far as we can. So do you agree with our latest? He basically, the first part is just the cliche of we're going to come hard, work every day, do what we can to do, blah, blah, blah. But the main thing is they got something special going on here, and they have the pieces. When you said that word pieces, just made me think of this quote.
You want to know what?
I'm just here to add to that and go as far as we can go. That quote can be found in the Sun Sentinel, is where I got that from. And,
it's funny that you brought this up, because I actually listened to the interview where he talked about this, where he said, hey, I'm here because they have all the right pieces in all the right places, and I just want to add on to it. When I heard him say that, I was like, hell yeah, bro. I would have went there too. And the reason why is because it's Miami's starting to become an attractive destination for free agents now, because we're knocking on the door, per se, of being one of those teams that's maybe ready to hit its mark, maybe ready to hit its stride to make that run. And I think Ubui is going to be part of that run. I really do. I think he's going to make himself a niche in there, and I would not doubt to see this guy playing for us right tackle. I really wouldn't, not at all, not one bit. I think these are the guys that you want to add to the team, who want to be here, who are like, hey, they're building something special down there. I want to go be part of that. Those are the guys that I'm attracted to signing too. If they're, interested in being in Miami, then I want them here, because that's what we need. We need to gel that nucleus together so we can move forward and make a big run. So yeah, I like it. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, I do too. Anthony, I would drop the link here in a couple of minutes. And G-Man is getting Justin, take a deep breath, because he's already talking about Rob, are you going to the Heat Championship parade? So there's a little smile from Justin. At least he has a little smile. I saw it. Don't hide it, Justin. You had a little bit of smile there. So
you guys,
that's your boy G-Man just messing with you.
You guys are hella funny, talking about a parade, and you've won one game out of a 7-game series. All right. Enjoy your parade. Even if you guys did win, I'm big. Oh well, the Nuggets have never even been there, bro. I don't care.
Well, you do, but you want them to win. But I get your point. You're happy right now. Well, I mean, the Heat just being there this year is I'm actually surprised that they're there because, like I say, I have almost sounds like one of my disclaimers. There's only two pro sports teams in the world that gets me going: the Miami Dolphins and the Boston Red Sox. And I know the Florida Panthers and the Miami Heat are here, so it's
you don't even
fun
like basketball. What are you rooting for them for?
What's that? Because they're South Florida teams, man.
You don't even like
they're
basketball.
South Florida teams. It's good for the community, man. So, but those are the two teams that give me. When I was a kid, I watched a little bit of Heat.
The Red Sox play from now on, whoever the Red Sox play, I'm gonna root for that team who they play against.
That's fine. I don't care. It's fine because that's asking to something different though. Like if it was like the Heat playing if it was the Nuggets and Celtics, I'd be rooting for your team 100% all the way. But it is my South Florida team, so I just, like I said, I'm just not. Am I a diehard Heat fan? No. Am I a diehard Panthers fan? No. But do I want them to win because it's good for South Florida? Yes. So that's what
if they didn't have Spo as their coach, they wouldn't even be in this spot. They're only there because they got a good coach.
Well, that's a big part of it, though. That'd be like saying, well, the Dolphins wouldn't have gone undefeated if they didn't have Don Shula. They had Don Shula.
East, and the East is super weak. You needed a play-in game just to get into where you're at right now. Eventually, your little Cinderella story is going to come to an end.
Oh, we'll see, man. It ain't boo. I was about to drop a link. Should I drop a link for a Yankee fan? I don't know, man.
I hate the Yankees, bro. I honestly really do.
We can agree on the Dolphins, and we can agree on hating the Yankees. I'm just messing. He knows you are, G-Man. You're one of our regulars, man. You didn't go listen to another Kohler over us. So, some guys come in here to tell us they're going to go watch another show. I'm like, well, thank you, I think. But it's all good, man.
If somebody told me they're going to go watch another show, it's like when I tell a funny joke. Oh, 2 more people are leaving. See you later.
Yeah.
Who cares, bro?
But it's all good. And I'm good. I think his name is like he's a Buffalo fan. If you come back, I like all the likes. You came in here and gave me a thumbs up, but don't promote other shows. Good. Just say, hey, I got something to do, and then go.
I think it's cool that a Buffalo
good,
fan
man.
comes into a Dolphins show just to say what's up. That's cool stuff, right?
No,
there.
I like that, man.
I like
cool. That stuff.
I got a good
there
friend
you go.
who's a Buffalo Bills fan.
Anthony and whoever else wants to join, I just dropped a link. So
yeah.
So it's all good, man. I'm happy to have you. We're getting to the last. You guys are always welcome. I've always dropped the link. We normally do it towards the end of the show just to keep so Justin and I can get off all great wisdom off our brains that we bring you every day. Yeah. And if you believe that, I got a lot of land in the Everglades to sell you. But,
yeah.
That's it. We're bringing in none other than Anthony. Good morning, Anthony.
Anthony, what's up, bro?
Hey, Justin. Hey, Rob. Justin,
for Anthony, me, before you get on your roll, how do you get that little emoji to show? Because every time I try to, it just shows the boring generic. How do you get your little dog?
The picture of my dog.
Yeah.
What I did was when you go into StreamYard, you actually, when you're going on to another show, there's a way to edit the picture.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay, I didn't know that because like mine, I can never. When I wanted to do it. I wanted to test it the other day, and I just get there that generic circle talking. I go, I want my logo up there or something. Like Anthony has his dog. I actually said, how does Anthony do this? All right, so thank you, Anthony. Maybe if I join, actually, Kohler's invited me onto his show, so maybe if I go over there and join his show one day with all you guys, I will see my Dolphin Thirsty logo up there. But anyway, thank you, Anthony. Now I know. Thank you. Anyway, so what's on your mind today?
Yeah, no, Justin, for me as a Heat fan, I'm being realistic. We've been playing with house money these whole playoffs. The media and most fans didn't expect us to make it this far. So I'm fine. If we even win 2 or 3 games, I'm fine. If we go to 7 games, I'm even happier.
Right.
And stuff like that. So
I hear you. I hear you, bro. I've been watching you guys make this magic run all year. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a gambler. Every time I put money on you guys to win during the regular season, you lose it for me.
I think I think the Heat, to be honest, I think the Heat are a better playoff, better playoff team than than a regular season team.
Oh yeah, definitely by far. You guys are on a magical run, bro. If it goes all the way and you end up winning an NBA title, good shit.
So Justin, I have a question for you as a Nuggets fan. Let's say Riley wins this championship. Do you think he just rides off into the sunset and retires, or do you think he comes back for another season to try to repeat and stuff like that?
You're talking about Pat Riley, the general manager for the Miami Heat?
Yeah, the president of basketball operations. Yeah,
the legend, Pat Riley. Yeah, we don't have nothing like that in Denver, just so you know. Yeah, no, I think he sticks around and keeps going, honestly. It's Pat Riley, yeah.
The guy has nothing better to do. He's a basketball nut. It's like what is it called?
It's crazy, bro. Look at how he finds all these guys.
It's like Tom Brady. You really think he wanted to go home and deal with Giselle the whole time?
Right. And Vincent.
That's why
I don't know how he finds these guys. Honestly, I don't. But he finds them.
Yeah, no, and honestly, back to the Dolphins. To be honest, I see what you're saying, Justin, with the D-Hop thing, but honestly, I feel that realistically, I think what's going to happen is I think what's his name, Dalvin Cook is going to go to the Cowboys. I think he signs with the Cowboys. That's why I'm saying the receiver thing makes more sense to us because we really don't use the running game. Let's be honest, we're not using the running game a lot.
What you just said right there made me so sad. Like it really did.
Based on the tape we've seen the last year.
Nah, Anthony, hold on, bro. Like that's sad, bro. We don't use the running game, and we're not going to use it. So we're not going to win, is what you're trying to tell me. Essentially, is we're not going to win.
It's true. It's sad, but true.
That's ridiculous, bro. That's stupid.
Oh well. Look at the Chiefs. Really don't have a running game to speak of. What do you? And they won 2 Super Bowls.
They got Patrick Mahomes, who's on like a whole other level. But I do agree with you. You can win a Super Bowl without running, but without having a super strong running game. But
no, and Justin, I think most fans, when you say what you're saying,
we don't have
when you say what you're saying is, I think that mentality is looking at what the Steelers did in the 70s.
No.
And
so you're saying
the era was different back when
Steelers. I'm old school, and the way I think is old school, and we just need to air it out. And this is a new era of football, and you millennials are taking over the game, and you want to air it out. Yeah, that's fine. But I'll be honest with you, bro. No way, bro. As much as you think football is changing like that, that's just too drastic, bro. So now we're just gonna air it out on every play. We're not gonna run. We're the Miami Chiefs. Well, I don't get it. How?
No. I want to run the ball. I want to run the ball too. Don't. But no. I want to run the ball too. But I'm being realistic with how the game has evolved the past 5 years and stuff like that. The running game. I'm not saying it's becoming obsolete, but
yes, you are.
No, I'm not. They're what is it called? The Titans are the only team that purely focuses on the.
So basically, what you're saying is
pretty good
because we have Jalen Waddle and because we have Tyreek Hill. So we want to do the same thing we did last year because that's all I'm hearing right now because that's all we did last year.
No, I think we're good. I think what's going to happen also is I think we're going to use more jet sweeps and more what is it called? More swing passes. That's going to be our running
shuffle pass and stuff.
So in essence, you're saying we're going to become this gimmick run offense because we don't have the offensive line to go run forward and to block and take the fight to somebody else. That's even more sorry. Honestly, if it worked out, we won a Super Bowl off it, sure, I'll take it. But I'll be honest with you, that's sorry, bro. That's just sorry. That ain't football. Football is lining dudes up, hat on a hat, line of scrimmage, bam.
Yeah, no, and you know, and Justin, you know what I blame too? What I blame too is college football is transitioning away from the running game. Most teams
on
are
the spread offense. I agree. That is a good point.
And when they develop the offensive line position, they're not teaching these kids to be hat on hat blockers. They're teaching them more to be, what is it called, out in space, like what you see with teams like.
I'm not denying what you guys are saying. I'm not saying, that's not facts. It's facts. It's definitely facts. The game is changing. What I'm trying to tell you is it's somebody like me, and I guarantee RL Lyles, if he's still in here, what you're saying to me, it's like shrieking my ears like the fingernail scratching a chalkboard right now. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, that's
no, I understand what you're saying, but
terrible,
to be honest, I want a great running game, but looking at the way the game is moving,
they're ruining the game. I love, man. It all started first with all these dumb rules, and then you have a rules committee and you change them every year. Now what you're saying to say is, hey, this is just a passing league. If that's the case, just don't even run the football no more at all. Just make every down pass, because that's basically what it's going to come into.
I still think you can be a good balanced team and win. I mean, it's just if you throw who won before? Who won last? Not Kansas City. Who won the year before that? Man, it's all the Rams. So the Rams. I mean, I guess they did a lot of passing. I'm trying to think who was like the last good running team to get a Super Bowl win.
I think it was the Bucks, maybe.
Oh yeah, I guess the Buccaneers that year they won with some defense. Well, the year Brady won it, yeah, they did run the ball pretty well, but they also still had Tom.
Then it was I think the Patriots the last time before Brady left. I think they were a play action heavy team where they would run the ball first, run it down your throat, then open up the passing game and stuff like that.
See, there's RL right there. I think you will see something different this year. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right because what he's saying, what Anthony, my buddy, is saying right now, it's making me more depressed. It's so depressing to even think about like the same thing we got. Like
I thought
chuck it up there.
Like, Justin, I have a question. Is the NFL a reciprocal league where it's gonna start? You think it's gonna go the other way to the extreme where it's gonna be purely running the ball, or is it gonna be?
No, I don't. I think
he does bring a point. It does go in cycles, I believe. And when other team says, "Oh, we're when," then one team comes and they start pounding the ball, then it's a copycat league. If a team comes in and wins the Super Bowl, pounding the ball like Justin Love,
it's crazy.
People can say, "Oh, maybe we abandoned the run to it," and then people copycat and they go back to that style. But it's going to take a team winning.
I guess the way that I figured that I think about football is just a little bit differently than everybody else does. I don't think you can totally take out something like the running game. It's a matter of setting an edge, setting a tone for your team, like a physicality, like, hey, we're here to bring the fight to you today. And you can't do that when you're passing on every damn down. Look at the Dolphins.
No, I agree. But I think what you just said, every damn down, what you need is to be balanced on both sides. You need to be able to throw the rock and run the rock.
Yeah,
and
but
then
when
you're
got
going to have
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, now he's talking about adding D-Hop. No, bro, you're just going to pass it on every damn down. That's what would happen if you added something like that because that's where your weaponry is at. And you don't have an offensive line and you don't have Patrick Mahomes. So, yeah, you would air it out. And, like, it's just it makes you so one-dimensional that my daughter could dial up defense on you and you would get dominated because it's just it's too easy. I know exactly what's coming before it comes because you don't have no running game because you have no physicality. That part of the game, you guys, it's a lost art form. Like you have to.
But what you're calling for is not all. You're not even talking about super run. You're talking a well-balanced attack that you got the capability of beating you in.
When I want to run for 5
beat
yards,
you in the air and beat you on the ground. And
so Justin, I have a question for you. Looking at the way that can you blame college and high school for this? Because it's happening in high school too. That they're moving away from run offenses. They're purely passing. It's all spread and air raid offenses in high school and college. That the SEC is the only. When you look at college football as a whole, the SEC is the only conference that focuses on the running game. You agree? You agree?
No, I agree with that. And I'm not saying I deny what you're saying, and it's not true. Yes, everything's starting to switch to air raid, spread offenses, chuck it up there. And, like, hearing what you're saying about high school doing it, it kind of throws me for a loop a little bit because it's probably true. But back when I grew up and when I played football, it was the opposite. the high school teams ran the football most of the time, if not 70% of the time. And
Oh, no, it was opposite. It was almost always
It's
running on the
depending,
youth league and all
no,
that.
it's depending on the state and the region you're in. Up north, like from like Wisconsin all the way up to New York and like Connecticut and stuff like that, and Vermont, they focus on the running game. But when you get down south, because it's so hot and stuff like that, they focus on the passing game because it benefits the offensive lineman because of the heat and stuff like that.
I think it's just like you said. It depends on what scheme you're at, what region you're in, and who you're working with. If your quarterback's got a good arm and he can sling it, then yeah, you're probably going to pass it a lot. That's fine. I think it has a lot to do with who you have on your roster. So when we're
Justin,
talking about
you were probably a fan of like the Oklahoma Sooners back in the day when they would run the wishbone with Barry Switzer and just
honestly,
keep on.
I was. I like football like that, and I like the ground game. And the reason why I do, because it opens up the passing game, and then you can start to become more dangerous with the percentage of passing plays that you're using. Then your calls that you're making on your pass plays become more high percentage. You're like, damn, that worked right there. And the reason why it worked right there is because you're sucking them all up into the box because they got to respect your run. And if they don't, then you're going to hit them.
This is where I like the hire Mario Cristobal, what he did with the offensive coordinator. He's going to mix his power gap running game with an air raid offense.
Yes, that would work. And the reason why is because the power gap's going to make these guys have to declare. The linebackers are going to have to be like, yo, we got to play the run, so we got to come up. And then he's going to be like, hey, hit him with the play action and hit him right over the top with it. It'll work, bro. And the reason why is
so you think a power gap scheme can work? That type of blocking scheme can actually work in the air raid offense, or no?
Yeah, actually I do. And the reason why I do is because it's going to keep them off of balance. As long as you can get high percentage runs, like when you do run and get yourself set up into short down and distances, it's going to set you up to say 3rd and 3, and you're calling like a fly route that hits, and like you can call anything you want, even on 2nd down, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 1. Now you can call anything you want, but you just got to get in that down and distance.
Hey, welcome, by the way.
Justin,
Back It Up Binge podcast. Justin, how much does the profile of the running backs contribute to the more open game? Not really seeing the big backs like Mike Allstat, Zonk, etc.
Yeah, you won't. The game's changed a little bit more from that power gap, line it up, hat on hat, fullback, and run it, and more it's spread open. Yes, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you still have to have that physicality of the offensive line being like, hey, just because we ran for 3 yards right there doesn't mean we're not going to line right back up again and try to run it at you again. And that's that's what the Dolphins are missing, bro, is like they'll run a play. They don't get yards they want off it. Now it's all pass heavy. And you can't do that. You got to stay committed to the running game. And when I mean committed, we're running on 1st down, we're gaining 2 yards. We're running on 2nd down, we're gaining 5. I don't care about the yards you gain on the ground. Well, I do. Of course, I want you to get success, but I care more about the physicality that's being brought every single play and the commitment to knowing that you're going to run, and then the linebackers and the defense know.
Right, but what happens though if all the offense is putting up like 21 points on you and you still trying to pound the ball, then you go away from it because you're like, oh, it's quicker to score through the air. That's what happens sometimes.
Well,
hey, Justin, I have a question for you. Actually, this applies to what he just brought up. Do you think also is, in general, the running back position is actually transitioning to the smaller, quicker guys instead of the bigger physical guys like Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb, who are like 220 pounds, 230 pounds?
No, I agree with that. There's not a lot of big power backs out there no more. Yeah, it's transitioning more to being your running back, being an extra slot receiver,
like a scat back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that be the title you would call these smaller guys, scat backs? Or
yeah, that's exactly what I would say. They're scat backs. They're guys who can get back there and get you loose yards, pick up yak yards.
But you like yourself some Devon A-Chain though, Justin. So he's the smaller back that you like.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
So he's
and I've said this multiple times with Devin, Justin. People underestimate how strong the kid is as a runner because of how small he is. But when you look at his leg, I've said this, he's built like a
little tank. A little tree trunk.
No, I'm going to use a comparison. He's built like Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn wasn't really a big guy. When you look at Marshawn, he wasn't really a big guy in terms of weight. He was only like 210. But when you looked at his legs, they were built like a tree trunk. He was built like a fire hydrant, basically, and stuff like that. So, and to be honest, I would rather have a guy with a running back with a stronger upper body.
Sure.
I would rather have a running back with a stronger lower body than a stronger upper body, to be honest, and stuff like that. Because if you have a stronger lower body, you have less chance of getting injured. Do you agree?
I agree with you all wholeheartedly, Anthony. Absolutely. What RL says right here is exactly what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Justin, think what you're trying to say is making the defense respect and have to play the run game, making them defend the entire team each play. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that I only think we should have a
right. That's what we were talking about. Trying to be balanced.
225-pound running back. No, that's not what I mean at all. I mean, you just need to stay committed to running game and making them defend it. And we didn't do that last year. We went totally away from that. And the coach came out and said, you know what? I messed up. I should have ran these plays instead of getting pass happy and falling into the listening to all y'all talk about what he should do.
So Justin, I have a question for you. Actually, this applies to the offense as a whole or the passing game specifically. I understand what your conversation is focusing on the running game. Do you think McDaniel is going to add more smash concepts and more mesh concepts and stuff like that, like more option routes? Because it seems like we're in the passing game specifically. The reason why we got so teams were able to shut us down, he got so one dimensional with a lot of crossers and a lot of what is it called, go routes with Tyreek and Waddle, that we didn't see a lot of drag routes or anything like that, drags or what's it called?
I agree with what you're saying. You need to see more mesh concept, more flood, more. Honestly, I would love to see him under the center more and use like naked rollouts, bootleg rollouts, stuff like that in order to keep.
No, and I think for Tua to be for Tua to be more optimal, I think he needs to be running like, what is it called, out of the shot. He needs to be in the shotgun, because under the center, I don't think he's not tall enough to see under the center. The reason why a guy like Tom Brady was not Tom Brady, Drew Brees was so successful, people forget. Sean Payton said this recently. The reason why he was so successful with a guy like Brees is because he ran him out of the shotgun most of the time because of the height deficiency and stuff like that. Like he had.
I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not a fan of it. We have that going on my team right now with the Colorado Longhorns, and I'm like, under the center. And he's like, no, none of them want to do it. I'm like, what? Like, well, I don't care what you want to do. Do what I told you to do. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know you don't want me to do this, but I got to end the show, Justin.
I center and play quarterback. Then forget it.
No. But what I'm saying is, Justin, they're covering up his deficiency because
I don't care.
If he's under center, he can't really.
I don't care about that. What you're saying right there, I don't care about.
Guys, I care about all you out there listening. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. I got to cut my homeboys Justin and Anthony out because it's time. I just looked at the time. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us here again. You always are a welcome
Justin,
guest.
Are you on
anytime.
Twitter?
Yeah, bro. I'm on Twitter. JPF Scout.
Yeah, because I wanna continue this conversation on Twitter.
Yeah, bro.
It's okay.
Hey, are you on Twitter, Anthony? Give Dolphin Thirsty a follow. You got him into what your Twitter. Give Dolphin Thirsty and I'll follow you back.
My Twitter handle is just my real name.
Anthony Manzano.
All right, I would look you up, but give Dolphin, drop the S, but I'm Stu Super. It's Dolphin Thirsty on Twitter because if it's too many characters, they said. So Dolphin Thirsty, follow me, and I'll follow you right back.
Yeah, I'll hit you up right now, Anthony.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, I want to continue this interesting conversation with you on Twitter because I need to understand, like, some of these concepts that these passing games run is confusing to me. Can you explain some of them to me when we're on Twitter and stuff like that,
real, man.
Justin?
And
Yeah,
you,
bro.
you bring back home,
Yes.
come on our show and talk about it, Anthony. But anyway, you guys are the best. Anthony, as always,
Thank you, bro.
thank you. G-Man, Ender, RL, even Dud, who came and left us for the other show. Thank you. You guys all rock. And if I forgot you, it's just because I have a bad memory. You guys all rock. Fins up. Go Dolphins. Justin, thank you for waking up on the last minute and joining us.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
definitely,
been a
bro.
pleasure. And we will
It's
see
been a
you
great show.
Wednesday.
All
Yeah,
right,
it
buddy.
was. It was fun. Thank you, man.
Yep, later, bro.